there! Ready to learn something new while you explore? Well, did you know that some of the smallest things we leave behind can have some of the biggest impacts on places like Pikes Peak? In this episode, we're taking a closer look at how everyday items like food scraps, crumbs, and tiny pieces of trash can affect water quality, wildlife, and even our drinking water. Alright, let's get into it on this episode of Ranger Talks to Go.
Ranger Talks to Go. Ranger Talks to Go. Ranger Talks to Go. Ranger Talks to Go. Ranger Talks to Go.
Take a second. Look around you. The views, the fresh mountain air, the water in the reservoirs. As you take it all in, it's easy to miss that some of the biggest threats to this ecosystem are actually the smallest things we leave behind. It might seem harmless to toss a crumb on the ground or leave that little piece of trash you accidentally dropped behind. It's easy to think, it's just a small piece of food, or it's just one wrapper. But in a place like this, those small things don't just disappear. They go somewhere. Whether it's a piece you leave from your lunch or a greasy napkin you use to clean up, any item left behind can be blown or washed into the reservoirs through runoff. Once something makes its way into the water, it doesn't just stay in one spot. It moves, spreads, and becomes part of the system, whether it belongs there or not. Even things that seem harmless, like natural or biodegradable food, break down in the water and change its chemistry, affecting aquatic life and plant growth. Something else that's important to remember is that biodegradable does not always mean harmless. Items like fruit peels, bread, or crumbs still break down in the water and release extra nutrients. That might not sound like a big deal, but it can fuel algae growth, attract scavengers, and throw off the natural balance of the reservoirs. And it's not just food. Tiny bits of trash like snack wrappers, packaging corners, straws, or plastic bottles make their way in too. Over time, they break down into microplastics that linger in the water where they can be eaten by fish and birds. Because the reservoirs on Pikes Peak help supply drinking water to the surrounding community, those same microplastics could eventually make their way into our bodies. That's not something we want. Microplastics aren't something our bodies can easily break down or get rid of, and they carry harmful chemicals with them. It's one more reason why keeping litter out of the water in the first place really matters. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people don't realize they're doing. You see it all the time. People tossing bread to ducks or fish at the park. Seems harmless, right? But here's the thing. Animals don't need our food, and it can end up making them sick. Ducks that eat too much bread can develop a condition called angel wing, where the last joint of their wing twists outward, making it hard or even impossible for them to fly. This usually happens when their diet is too high in calories and too low in the nutrients they actually need. Once that happens, they may not be able to migrate or escape danger the way they should. Fish aren't built to handle people food either. Foods high in fat, salt, and preservatives can make them sick or affect their growth. Feeding fish also causes them to gather in one spot, which leads to overcrowding, increased stress, and a higher chance of disease spreading. Here on Pikes Peak, where fishing is a big part of the recreation experience, an unhealthy fish population impacts everyone who comes here to enjoy it. Plus, when all that leftover food breaks down in the water, it releases nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. That fuels algae growth, and once that starts, it's hard to reverse. These blooms can make the water look and smell gross, reduce oxygen levels for aquatic life, and create conditions that aren't healthy for wildlife or people. So it really helps everyone and everything, people, wildlife, and the water itself, when we keep anything that doesn't belong out of it. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's put your ranger instincts to the test. I'm going to give you 3 real-life scenarios. Think about what you'd do, then we'll walk through some good responses. Okay, so you see someone tossing bread to ducks. What could you do? If you're on Pikes Peak, you could let a ranger know about the situation or politely share what you've learned, that bread can harm ducks and affect their ability to fly. You could even suggest a better alternative, like enjoying them from a distance or snapping a photo instead. That small action makes a bigger difference than you might think. So, a candy wrapper slips out of your backpack and lands in the water. What's your move? Prevention is key. Keep your trash secure so it doesn't get away in the first place. But if something does get loose, try to pick it up if it's safe. If not, let a ranger or someone nearby who can help know so it can be taken care of. Again, small action, big impact. Okay, so you just finished a delicious Pikes Peak donut, but your hands are sticky and there's no sink nearby. Do you wipe them on your shirt? Dip them in the reservoir? Not quite. The best move is to be prepared. Bring a wipe, a towel, or use water from your water bottle to clean up away from the reservoir. Because remember, no food, soap, or anything extra should ever go into that water. The reservoirs on Pikes Peak aren't just places to kayak, fish, or hike around. They're part of something much bigger. The water here doesn't just stay here, it becomes part of the water people rely on every day at home. It's also home to wildlife that depend on clean, healthy water to survive. Clean water isn't something we should take for granted. It's something we can protect together. So next time you're out here enjoying the view or having a snack, keep this in mind. Pack out every crumb, wrapper, and napkin. Don't feed the animals, enjoy them from a distance. And keep any objects that don't belong in the water out of the water. Sure, this stuff is small, but these choices add up. You're not just a visitor here, you're a protector of this place. And every time you leave no trace, you're helping keep the reservoirs on Pikes Peak clean, safe, and enjoyable for everyone. There you go, friends. Now you've got the know-how to take care of America's mountain. I'm glad you took a little time out of your day to learn about why the water on Pikes Peak matters. If you want to keep those listening skills going, there are more Ranger Talks to Go episodes to explore. And if you've got younger explorers with you, Junior Ranger Talks to Go has some great kid-friendly options too. Until next time, Peak Pals, Ranger Angela signing off for now.
Ranger Talks to Go.